My father would not allow one photograph of himself in the house. I found one on a stranger's mantelpiece last month. Growing up, we had no family albums, no school picture wall, no framed portraits, nothing. My dad's rule was iron, no cameras pointed at him ever. A photo is just a way for people to find you when you don't want to be found, he'd say, and laugh like it was a joke. I stopped noticing it. You stop noticing anything you grow up inside of. Last month, I was delivering for a hardware store, dropping off a water heater in a town 2 hours north. An old woman answered. She had me set it in her basement, and on the way out, I passed her living room. There was a photograph on the mantel. A man, maybe 30, holding a baby on a porch step. The man was my father. I stopped walking. I actually stopped in the middle of her hallway. Sorry, I said. That photo. Who is that? She turned slow. That's my son. That's Daniel. My father's name is Marcus. Her hand went to her mouth. She looked at me the way you look at something you've prayed about for years. Who is your father? She said. It wasn't a question. It was a demand. Marcus Hale. Why? Come sit down. I have more deliveries. Please. Her voice cracked. Please sit down. So I sat, and she told me. Her son Daniel married a girl named Rachel. They had a baby, and when the baby was 14 months old, Rachel filed for divorce and full custody. The court was going to grant it. He took the baby, she said. He took the baby and he ran. 31 years ago. Rachel died never knowing. I hired people. I never found a trace. She looked at me. He never let anyone photograph him again, did he? The floor felt like it moved. What was the baby's name? I said. Ethan. My name is Ethan. My father called me Eli my whole life. Said Ethan was a nickname I'd hated as a toddler. I drove home not remembering the road. I walked into the house I grew up in. My father was at the kitchen table doing a crossword. You're back early, he said. I met your mother today. He put the pen down very carefully. I don't have a mother, he said. Daniel. I watched his face come apart at the name. She kept your photo on the mantle for 31 years. She thought maybe you were dead. She hoped I was. Whatever she told you, is it true? He stood up. I saved you. Rachel was going to take you and I would have gotten you every other weekend. I would have been a stranger to my own son, so you made me a stranger to everyone else instead. Sit down, Eli. Ethan. He came around the table with his hands up, that reasonable voice he used my whole life. You don't know the whole story. She'll poison you against me. I'm the only family you have. I'm the only one who's ever been real. And there it was, the whole thing, laid out plain. Every rule in that house had one purpose. No photos, no relatives, no old friends, no mention of before. He hadn't been protecting me. He'd been erasing the road back. Where's your phone? I said. Ethan, where is it? He grabbed my arm, hard. The first time in my life he'd ever put a hand on me, and it was to stop me reaching for a phone. I'd already dialed from the car. It had been sitting in my pocket, connected, the whole time. I'd called the woman back, and she'd called the police, and they'd traced the tag on my delivery van to the address. The knock came while his fingers were still around my wrist. He froze. You didn't, he whispered. The knock came again, and a voice through the door said his name. Not Marcus, his real one. Daniel Hale, and a case number 31 years old. He let go of my arm and just stood there in the kitchen he'd hidden us in for 3 decades, and I watched the reasonable voice drain out of him completely, and for the first time in my life, I saw my father with no story left to tell. I opened the door.